So today what I want to talk about is a subject with Fortnite, and I've actually made some talks about this before on the channel, maybe once or twice, and this will probably be the last video I make on this whole subject as a whole. But since then, we've had some more people come to the channel, so I just wanted to get everyone's opinion on this thing I'm going to be talking about. And you bet you're thinking, well, what is that thing if it's not already spoiled in the title? It's the whole idea of adding a separate mode to Fortnite Battle Royale that will disable building completely. Now, hear me out before you go all crazy on me. Like, whoa, what are you doing? Fortnite isn't Fortnite without the building aspect. I get that, I do know. Hear me out. Number one, it would be a mode. It would be a limited time mode or anything like that. So you don't have to play this if you didn't want to. You could play the regular solo duos and squads and have your building fun. Do whatever you want. It would be a limited time mode, and depending on community feedback, will obviously be whether Epic will, add it as a mode that will be in the game indefinitely. I'm guessing that's the word, or infinitely. I don't even know. But all that aside, what I want you to do right now, I want you to go into your mind and I want you to travel back in time to when the Battle Royale section of Fortnite was first out. Of course, this is going to be for the people that did play it when it first came out, and how everyone was a noob back in the day. And we all mainly just used our guns and only built when we needed to get somewhere, like up a mountain or on a roof, etc. We never built in the past. All it really was back in the day was down to gun skill and who can control the bloom factor of the game the best, who got the best snipes off from distance, who could, get the shotgun off first. It was all down to gun skill back in the day, really. No one really built in combat. They used it as more of a travel thing to get to places. They never used it in combat. Now, do you not remember how fun it was back in the day? Not having to, pretty much sweat your eyeballs out just to play this game. Because right now, when you play a solo or whatever, or duos or squads, there could be some games where you just go against a whole lobby of noobs. But, I'd say about 80% of the time, that's not the case. And you're going to go against people that know how to build. And if you're not keeping up with the building meta and that lot, you're going to have a rough time. Now, there's a reason why so many people reminisce about the early days of Fortnite, because it was just that. It was fun back in the day. And you didn't really need to sweat it out as much as you do now to actually play a normal game of Fortnite Battle Royale. Now, don't get me wrong. If they bring this mode in, some changes would have to be made, of course. Some chests that just aren't accessible without having stairs, like, chests that are inside roofs of buildings. Unless you land on them, you're not going to be able to get it, of course, in this mode, because there will be no building. So they would have to be relocated or removed for this mode. And also redeploy would be enabled for this as well. But you're thinking, well, why would you need redeploy in a mode that doesn't have building? It doesn't make sense. Well, just in case maybe you land on a really tall building and there's no way down, or actually scrap that. Don't worry about buildings. You can just mine your way down with your harvesting tool. But say if you land on a really tall mountain that there's really no sloped way down, so you can't get down safely, you would have to jump off and redeploy, etc., without falling to your death. Or if you just run up onto a mountain and you want to get down quickly, you can use redeploy. It will be there. Now, don't get me wrong, getting in build fights is fun. I get that. It gives you that sort of adrenaline rush, but sometimes I do wish I could just sit back, chill out, and just play Fortnite like how everyone played it in the past. Like I said, there is a reason why so many people reminisce about it. In the past, it was just all down to gun skill. It was a ton of fun in the past, and me personally, and I know a lot of other people feel this way, I would take the start of Fortnite. Everyone will wipe their building knowledge away and just have the start of Fortnite over what we have now. But that's just my opinion. Some changes have been good, but in general, how it was back in the day, well, not everyone was an absolute god and a sweat. It was a ton of fun back then. Now, I've been in parties, or squads, etc., where people have all said the same. They would love to have a mode where it's just straight out run and gun Battle Royale, a classic Battle Royale. Now, like I said, it would be a mode. You wouldn't have to play this. If you wanted your building, if you wanted to do all that kind of stuff, you have solo duos and squads. It would only be a limited time mode. And like I said, if there was positive feedback, Epic would make the decision on whether or not to make it permanent. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like I said, I've spoke about this before, but we obviously have some new people around here, so I just wanted people's opinions, etc., see what people think about it. And yeah, I don't know, man. I'd love to see that in the game. It would help out new people as well that come to the game. Being a new player on this game right now, going into a solo and being a new player, it must be terrifying. Even me, I'm not the best, and it is quite scary going up against some build fights. It really is. It's fun. It gives that adrenaline rush, like I said, but it is quite scary when you get into that situation where you're against a good builder. And imagine what it's like for someone that doesn't know how to build at all. That must be terrifying. And to have a mode where there's no building, just straight up run and gun Battle Royale, that would be a ton of fun. Not only for existing players that want to have that early Fortnite experience like it was back in the day, or for just for people that are new to the game that just want to run around run and gun. Because a lot of people that don't build, they generally do that anyway. And what better to actually have them being able to throw themselves into a mode that has that as a whole, where it's not building, it's just running gunning. I don't know. I'll tell you what you can do is you can leave a comment as well, but leave a like if you think it should be a mode added into the game, a limited time mode where building is disabled, a redeploy is enabled, and you can just run around, run a gun like it was back in the day. And then leave a dislike if you think this shouldn't be in mode and it shouldn't be added, and then add your comment down below as your reason as to why it should or should not be added. That would be greatly appreciated. And let's just see what people's ideas and thoughts and opinions are on this whole idea. I said idea quite a lot then, but this whole, you know, thought of having a non-building mode in Fortnite. Sounds weird, I know, but you know, it just seems like something that would be a ton of fun, just being able to run around, run a gun, classic battle royale. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. Like I said, leave a like if you agree, dislike if you disagree, and yeah, I hope to see your thoughts and opinions on this, and I'll see you all on the next video.